Ruby Didi on the side lane for Burmese goals, especially in one game where he brought out the Lapu Lapu that gave Ronin such a hard time. Have to look out for how are the side laners of Execration gonna fare in this match.
And speaking of side laners here, we are seeing the bans coming up. Natalia and Yu Zhong is going to be banned out by Execration. Benedetta and Barat on the side of Ronin Esports for that matter.
Current match, although we have seen teams know how to go up against the Barrets, applying pressure in the early game to try to break his tower as fast as possible. Because of the existence of Brody and Benedetta as well.
Point here is take out the tank immediately, try to limit the options for Chap.
If Execration goes for a carry first pick here, I expect Ronin Esports to lock in the Baksha as one of their first two picks. So, of course, that's the Lopen. Selena is a great pick. Across all the MPL regions, it's unanimous. Selena, if it's available, lock it in as one of your first two picks.
Hilda being banned here. Uranus might be the pickup here for Ronin Esports for their side lanes. Actually, would be a good idea to pick up the Uranus so that you can have that early pressure all on in the early game.
Yeah, but the thing with picking the Uranus here is that I really love these two picks here by Ronin Esports, immediately taking away.
But yep, we are going to see
Lapu Lapu, and then at the same time, now the Esmeralda being picked up.
side laners that can really herself.
Go for Execration. Okay, from Justin, but that opens up.
Stop that reliable heroes.
So okay, we're gonna be seeing tank job.
The entire team fight of Ronin Esports relies on Esmeralda one. It's a mix now. We don't know who to highlight here. It's the entire team going up against the entire team. That's a marquee matchup here.
Yeah, the interesting thing about these two lineups is that I feel like this could be dependent on the two tanks, where we're going to be seeing Naomi and Chucky really just try to time their ultimates and when they're going to be entering, but it seems like there might be a bit of a clash at the top.
Yeah, Naomi low on HP immediately. Chaknu goes for the Jeet Kundo, gets the knockup, but will be backing off instead. Just giving Naomi a little bit of a run for his money. As we reach into the normal laning phase here. Execration immediately going for Little Wanderer here. While trying to go for an invade, Chaknu will not be able to steal the orange away from them.
So right now, Ronin Esports and Execration, they both should be fine, and we might not see a lot of action until the 3rd minute mark. It seems like no one's going to be going for invade, so they know that they want to play it safe. An interesting matchup that we have to look out for here is this one here, the bottom lane, Helro versus Justin. The Alice versus the Farsa. Actually, the more that I see them, they actually look quite alike. And pretty cool designs on those two. So what's really going to be crucial here is the rotation of these two side laners, because we both know how mobile Alice can be with the flowing blood and of course the wings by wings from Farsa. Now the interesting thing is that's going to remove a potential escape mechanic for Farsa, using it as a mobility tool. So they really have to find the information for Justin here. Check the bushes before Justin can go rotate, just to know, okay, you can go here, it'll be safe, you can use your Feather Dare Strike.
Yeah, we almost saw Edmax and Chakno go for Naomi there, but they're going to be playing it safe. Top lane, though, Esmeralda will start invading over just to try to deprive as much resource away from Ling.
Bottom lane?
But bottom lane, though, a bit of a scuffle. Ling will go to the bottom lane. Naomi and Chaknu, they're going to be disengaging themselves. Tempest of Blades.
Oh, already committed. I think that was just to escape the towers, but Justin has already popped the Purify along with the Wings by Wings just to escape out of that. So now it's going to be the bottom lane going to be pressured here. So a good play here by Execration, but Ronin is responding by just trying to get control of the top lane here. So no one really making a big move just yet, but Execration is the closest that we've seen. They're already taken out 50 to 60% of the shielding for the bottom tower of Ronin.
Yeah, we're not seeing a big clash just yet. As I say that, there goes the Falling Starman over the top lane onto Lapu Lapu. But it's a complete disengage. Sagitnu, half HP, but will still be able to fight against Savi here.
And Sagitnu has marked nearby though. Savi. Okay, so they're going to be in a safe spot. Not much is going to happen there. With just 10 seconds remaining until the turtle spawns, this could be a first turtle going in for Execration. With how they're positioned around the map, it seems like Ronin might have a bit of a difficulty trying to respond to this. Execration decide to go for the invade, go for the orange. That's going to be the way of the dragon right there on the silent. First blood for Execration. That is the first blood of the MPL Invitational. It goes to Execration. But the Yomi now going in with a 1,000 pounder. He's trying to get that orange buffet with a double kill for Execration. Jack Mamba is what we call him, and he opens up the MPL Invitational with a double kill.
We shouldn't have went towards the orange buff to try to save that. He just cost it he just cost it himself. and potentially team the early game towards Execration, and that would in turn for Execration. Now, moving on over towards the mid game, it's going to be important that Brody gets his spare before the 6-minute mark even. And looking at how the economy is working, Execration is way far ahead in the curve.
Really strong, even without items. But if by the 7-minute mark, as you mentioned, he doesn't have the Blade of Despair yet, it could be a big problem. Flowing Blood is going to be used, but no one's going to be going in. Right now, though, Execration has been dictating the tempo. They've been a little bit more aggressive. They started up the double kill. Ronin has to convert within the next 3 minutes, possibly take a tower, possibly win a bit of a skirmish to get a bit of the control back towards their side.
Predators right just to scuffle here, Mark. And Sagitno will be able to take him out. The Tempest of Blades will not be enough to take down Sabi as he escapes with just a smidgen of his health.
Frost Moon Shield saves the day for Esmeralda, but Chaknu might spot out Naomi here. Execration looking for a fight, but they're just going to be repositioning themselves a bit. So now it's Execration still dictating the tempo, but then Ronin Esports to see if they might be able to do something here.
Goes for the Hurricane Dance, knocks him down, pins him in place. Sagitno still alive, Mark diving in at the fight, and that is it for Naomi. He gets taken out. No good kills for Ronin Esports here. They might have the agenda, but they're going to get taken out. Justin going to be repositioning himself over to the top lane to try to take down Chaknu. Shadow kill is full effect, but Chaknu is still too tanky, as we heard a little bit of Evo's chant there as Chaknu emotes himself away.
Oh my goodness, Execration somehow they were able to get out of that. Chaknu survives it despite Way of the Dragon getting a little bit nerfed, and that you can already get controlled, and you no longer have control immunity during Way of the Dragon. To have benefits of it. I feel like the sequence that we just saw in the top lane was Ronin's attempt to try to go for the counter and initiate, but then what happened there was that Execration was just a beat ahead. They were a beat to the back. And now in the bottom lane, we're seeing here
the missile arrow landing. It's going to connect on the Salvi, and he's going to be forced back, but that's going to be converting the turret himself for an Execration. Naomi diving in the backline. He's going to go for the Hurricane Dance, but none of his teammates are there to follow up with the damage. Justin wasted his Feather Strike just for that.
Was that hesitation from Ronin Esports? That really looked like a beautiful setup coming in from Naomi, and that could have been a conversion, possibly just 1 kill, maybe even 2 kills of Execration decide to go for the follow-up. But Ronin Esports, that looked like just a big hesitation play there. That was a beautiful pin down. Feathered Airstrike was used a little bit late. But then, man, the hesitation of Ronin Esports, that might have just cost them.
But meanwhile, top lane, it's Pekka going up against Sagitno this time around. Mid lane, it's a 4v3. Chakno flickered in, not finding the Way of the Dragon just yet.
Execration, again, still have control here, but Ronin Esports, they're trying to compensate with the split push right now as they're getting control over the turtle pit. It's just going to be 40 seconds away, but I feel like what they're trying to bait out is Execration pushing the bottom lane instead. So Ronin Esports are going to try to swap out map control. They're trying to go for top control, and because of that, they know, okay, let's give Execration a little bit more bot side control, but at least with that, the turtle will be open up for us in 25 seconds.
Yeah, they're trading it up the tier 1 turret for the top lane, for the bottom lane, but Sagitno and Chakno are going to go for the fight. If Etomax's missile arrow connected to Brody, it could have been for themselves. Gets the stun on the Chakno, they're going to be disengaging.
Execration don't bite the bait, and they decide to position themselves by the turtle pit. This could be a really big fight. Whoever wins this is going to have momentum for all the way up until the late game. If it is going to be a big one-sided win, Feathered Airstrike already committed. This could be bad for Ronin.
Could be very bad. Naomi standing way out in the open. The Chakno is right there, and will just deter anybody from coming in and try to take the turtle. And we do see a big rotation. We might have our first 5v5 clash here for the entirety of the MPL. Teams are just testing the water, seeing if anybody's going to come in. And Execration already starting the damage here. And here comes the Hurricane Dance by Naomi, zoning everybody out. Even Entomax. Turtle is low. Turtle is going to be secured by Ronin, but Pekka is going to be paying the price for that. Chaknu takes him out. And it's going to be Execration chasing them down.
2 down for the side of Ronin, and Execration is still going in for the chase. Naomi already used a 1,000-pounder to get away. Execration are going to reset this. They decided that they cannot commit any more into this. Could be really risky. Ronin Esports walk away with a turtle, but they're walking away limping because of those 2 kills that Execration got.
And now Execration will be looking to siege up mid lane, potentially top lane as well, just to equalize the equilibrium here for the lane priorities. Sagitno will be able to take care of that. Chaknu just making sure that his teammate is relatively safe. And this Entomax Chakno rotation is actually pretty deadly.
Oh, yeah.
If you take everything into consideration, Abyssal Arrow connects, Chakno flickers in, or Jeet Kundo's in, and then either follows up with a Way of the Dragon or just deals a lot of damage with the Jeet Kundo.
Yeah, it's a high skill cap type of strategy, but so far it's been working out for Execration. We have to give the benefit to Naomi, though, with a beautiful division of Execration. They're using the Hurricane Dance to really split apart Execration, and that's how they were able to secure the turtle. So we know that Ronin... Oh, no, Ronin, though!
Oh, gets immobilized, Savvy, but we'll be focusing on Silent there. And a complete disengage by Ronin Esports. They do understand that they cannot lose anybody else in the next couple of minutes because they will lose more turrets that way.
And again, we are at this point of the match because we said it earlier. This is going to be a fight of the side lanes, and Execration has taken control of the side lanes just in the first 4 minutes already. Ronin is now having difficulty controlling the map because of how the lanes are pushed and because of the deficits with the heroes.
Textbook Chakno waited for the opportunity for Justin to just go for the feathered airstrike. He gets stunned himself, but this is going to be a free purple buff here. Way of the Dragon, Justin, just to make sure that Mark secures the purple buff. The Hurricane Dance by Naomi used defensively. HPs are low for a second, but the HPs are getting dissipated there. Bottom side of Ronin Esports, that Brody falls down. That's the one down in this team fight, and that's a complete disengage.
If only Ronin had a little bit more damage there, because Savi was able to use the Falling Star move to stun 2 members of Execration. They couldn't do anything. They were stuck there. They couldn't go in for the assist, but because Ronin just didn't have enough damage to secure the 2 kills under the turret, Execration walks out of there. Not necessarily the victor, but at least they're feeling good about themselves that they were able to get away. Actually, no, they got a kill onto the Brody, so that is a bit of a win for Execration.
Look at the Execration positioning here. They will take down Justin without any problems. He got stopped just in time for the Wave of the Dragon, but that's still Justin falling down. Beautiful timing on the Hurricane Dance by Naomi, but it was just a bit too late, and the damage output is still there by Execration take down Justin.
And again, with all of that, Execration are still applying the pressures in the side lanes. The bottom lane tower is now down, so that's only going to be the tier 3 standing in the bot, while the tier 2 for top is still standing here. Now, Ronin Esports, they have to try to get more control in the side lanes, but so far they've been bringing themselves, or they've been sort of biting the bait into the mid, desperately trying to defend that middle tower.
And this middle tower is still standing strong, but let's look at the other lanes here real quick. It's just the top lane turret on the side of Execration going down, as the bottom lane is completely pushed up until the inhibitor turret for Ronin Esports. Now, lane priority is a big thing here. You need to make sure that all the lanes are pushing on over towards the side of your opponent so that you can secure the river objectives, which is the Lord standing right now.
But you're seeing why this is so important for Ronin to defend this middle lane tower, because that's the safest place where Brody can farm right now. And if they can somehow delay just a little bit more, maybe Pekka will finally be able to catch up in the farm.
And this is completely different Execration than what we're used to. Typically, we'd see Execration lag out the game until the 18-minute mark just so that everybody hits their power spikes. It's Execration hitting their power spikes way early, and that's in consideration. Esports had very bad takes here. As the Lord is being started off by Execration, being zoned out by Execration, Ronin are going to have to disengage. Feathered airstrike onto Sakito himself. Look at him, Kimura, and the back line takes down Justin. That's a 1 for 0 trade. Sakito dies, but they trade out for silence.
The burst damage from Execration was just absolutely nuts. That looked like a beautiful setup from Ronin by Naomi once again. But again, the story still is Ronin is lacking the damage. Execration definitely have it. All the members of Ronin were just there in one spot. I think that was 3 members. And they just ate everything that Execration threw at them. And this could open up the turn of the Lord for them. Hasn't been taken yet, but I don't think Ronin are going to be able to contest this. Retribution way too far. No, Retribution way too dead. It's down, and that's even a kill onto the Brody. That's bad news for Ronin Esports.
And this is bad news for Naomi, and this is bad news for Ronin Esports, but the way that things are going, Ronin Esports might just have to forfeit this game number 1 because Execration is still there. But there are still win conditions for Ronin Esports here to win.
Yeah, they have the Farsa on their end, which means that even worse comes to worse. The good thing for Ronin Esports is that the deficit isn't that big. Yes, it's 7K in 13 minutes, but there have been instances where at this point the deficit could be 12K or more, which means that Justin had breathing room to deal a lot of damage with a feathered airstrike, and at the same time, Savi is still trying to catch up. Brody, we all know his damage hurts. He already has the Blade of Despair, and even the Queen swings, and he's on the way to Rose Gold Meteor, if I'm not mistaken, for a little bit more sustainability, so Ronin can can definitely hold on and defend this if they can just really get a strong pick off by Naomi, maybe 1 or 2. But this could be a big entry from Exec.
Big Jeet Kundo catching 2. Naomi reacting immediately with the Hurricane Dance. Silent trying to quad shadow in, trying to go for the backline. It's not enough though. There goes the Tempest of Blades. Takes Naomi and everybody else on the side of Ronin Esports. Finally takes down Chaknu, and it's forcing Execration back, but that is a trade for the inhibitor turret.
And now Ronin Esports are going to be trying to defend. This is suppressed there. Winter Trenchant used by Kelra just to survive that onslaught of damage, and that is bad for Ronin. That the fact that they can't burst down Kelra's Alice because of the fact that Alice has an innate sustainability and already has the Winter Truncheon. So Ronin, especially Justin here, and Silent have to be careful with the targets that they pick because they can't overcommit onto the Alice way too early just to have all the abilities go to waste because Alice will just Winter Truncheon. They have to target someone else. They have to target
that was way too open for Pinka. And they're backing off. They get the far side. Pinka's low on HP. He's forced back. Roddy's no longer part of the fight here for the next couple of seconds or so. Shadow kill committed. Not enough damage there.
And Exec slowly creeping into the base of Ronin Esports already opened up the bottom lane earlier with the Lord push. And this could be a middle lane tower taken down by Exec if Ronin can't clear the waves. Actually, there's another minion wave coming in near the mid side of the river going down mid. Ronin need to play their cards right here. Just a little bit of an overextension and it's already a game win for Exec.
Abyssal Arrow onto Naomi. Chakno looking for an opportunity to go for the Wave the Dragon once again. But here comes Kel right in the back lines. Gets everybody stunned up. And they are on a roll here. Takes down Silent. And is forcing Ronin to fall back into their found to regenerate themselves. Kelra going in the back lines once again. Pekka, he has disengages himself, but he's going to go down. Kelra repositions with the orb. And now it's just the base standing in for Ronin Esports. And they're trying to defend this for themselves. Justin, again, low on HP again after going up against that Kelra. Sagitno goes for the Wave the Dragon. Chakno goes for the Wave the Dragon. Zombie gets taken out by Sagitno. And now it's just Justin and Naomi to defend this. It's not going to be enough. Execration will be opening up the series the entire game with a 1-0 as Naomi tries to defend this. We'll be stopping out the waves from coming in. But it's all said and done. Execration, game number 1 is secured.
Execration, no question. The chemistry is there. Welcome to the international scene. Kelra and Mark, the newcomers of Execration, coming up big.